to take steps further to carry our region and our state forward. Madam, having said that, EAPs in particular has been the core and fulcrum of development in our state and Northeast in general too. It has really helped because there is the level of flexibility for the state, and there's a holistic approach to the project, and this gives far more leverage to a low tax-based states like Meghalaya. Because where we have constraints of capital investment, this has come handy, and more importantly, ma'am, not like other projects, there is a follow-up, and there is by and large a lot of community involvement. The strength of Meghalaya is in their community, and many of the EAP projects have a community component, as you've seen today morning. It works as a fulcrum, as a hub, and the spokes are the private entity, and the farmers or community is also collaborating with that. So it unleashes a lot of potential in our state and in Northeast. So EAP becomes the fundamental, the transformative agent for the states like Meghalaya, and it has really helped us to really foster our development with faster pace. So it has, and EAP and even SASCI are strategic levers for our economic transformation of state, ma'am. And we are extremely grateful for you being kind and magnanimous in providing us support whenever required. It provided large-scale, low-cost, long-term financing, enabling Meghalaya to overcome the inherent fiscal limitations and undertake transformative infrastructure transformation and investment across the sector. And our strength has been agriculture. You have seen it today morning. It has been tourism. And Meghalaya has really taken beyond, many of our projects are community-based. So each investment has a multiplier effect of livelihood and local community involvement. So there has been entrepreneurship at the ground level, beyond the township, even in the places like Jongsha, the Whistling Village, or Sora, or even those places have become the thriving areas of entrepreneurship thanks to the EAP, which was granted to us and used meticulously by the state. And as the EAP and SASCI has worked as a fiscal multiplier, where state can front-load the investment and development without immediate debt stress. That has really helped the smaller states like Meghalaya immensely, ma'am. Once again, ma'am, for Meghalaya, EAP and SASCI, ma'am, are not the supplementary source of funding. We look at it as the fulcrum and pivotal role of transitioning from a grant-dependent administrative structure to an investment-led, growth-oriented economy. And that has really helped us to work, not as a hierarchical way, ma'am. As the Honorable CM mentioned the earlier thing, we don't work in the typical vertical, the scheme-based or budget completion-based strategy. We work on what is the impact on the community on each project. What it has changed. So we work more in hierarchical bureaucracy, and under the able leadership of our CM and the cabinet colleagues, an excellent team, we were able to deliver, and we'll be able to deliver more. And with this clear tarmac set by the Honorable Prime Minister, Ashtalakshmi, and the Act East, Act First, and Act Fast. To act fast, ma'am, this investment would really make a transformative change. With these words, I once again thank the Honorable Finance Minister, the CM, and the entire cabinet colleagues, once again on behalf of the Government of Meghalaya, and specifically to the Honorable Finance Minister from the bottom of the heart. Once again, thanks for coming here and spending Madam's valuable time here. Thank you very much. Kublai Shibon, Mithela, Jai Hind, Jai Jagat.
Thank you, sir, for those welcoming remarks and laying down the aspirations that these externally aided projects will bring to the state as a whole, and acknowledging the commitment of the Government of India towards the geometric progression of the northeastern region of the country and Meghalaya in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, Meghalaya's development landscape is undergoing a massive transformation, as you can see from the countless projects that are being launched on a day-to-day basis. To give us a visual into how these initiatives are shaping our future, let us now direct our attention to the screens for a special video presentation on the externally aided projects in Meghalaya.
Over the last 5 years, Meghalaya has emerged as one of India's fastest growing states, recording annual growth of nearly 15.3% since FY 2021. Under the visionary leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, the AGs Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, and the dynamic leadership of Shri Conrad K. Sangma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya. A key enabler of this progress has been the state's portfolio of externally aided projects. Today, Meghalaya is implementing 15 EAPs worth over 12,000 crore, supported by leading global development partners, helping bridge critical financing gaps while bringing global expertise and fostering long-term development impact. A flagship example, CLL MP, supported by the World Bank, with over 32,000 hectares under sustainable management and nearly 14,000 community facilitators trained. Climate resilience, healthcare, education, tourism, water, power, and transport. Meghalaya, rupees 1,331 crore, established 503 village cooperatives and mobilized over 1.15 lakh shareholders. Meghalaya, rupees 838 crore, JICA, restored 17,700 plus hectares, engaging 453 villages and 1,100 plus SHGs. Empower, rupees 379 crore, World Bank. Through Stage 3 renovation, rupees 407 crore, JICA. Modernizing a key hydropower asset, Meghalaya Ecotourism Infrastructure Development Project, MEIDP, rupees 731 crore. NDB, Meghalaya Early Childhood Development Mission, rupees 369 crore. ADB, Meghalaya Integrated Transport Project, MITP, rupees 1,259 crore. World Bank. Beyond infrastructure, EAPs have strengthened institutions, improved governance, and built technical capacity across Meghalaya. They promote inclusive and sustainable growth by empowering women, communities, and local institutions, while advancing environmental conservation, climate resilience, and sustainable livelihoods. As Meghalaya moves towards Vision 2032, EAPs will continue to drive innovation, strengthen institutions, and create opportunities for people across the state.
claim ni gita chingna project rangko amda simsangri songna project rangko rangi chingna dingtang project rangko naha jekai CC check dam, counter trenches, water tank, storage tank, or plantation, or dingtang project rangko chingna naha aro chinga warangko gisik nangi kaanichi chinga hazagni kogret pilsio third national water award ko manaha yanina sir and madam thank you and chinga hazagni kogret ni pilsio na gisik nangi wa kamrangko kangaha wanina simangko sir and madam ko matela aro chinga dakpa project rangko mukangchiba manna khatonga thank you.
I will just take a few moments to translate what she has spoken. Honorable Union Finance Minister, Madam Sitharaman ji, and Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, and all our respected dignitaries. Her name is Samaria A. Sangma. She is from the village of Amanda Samsangre in West Garo Hills. She comes from a village which suffers from a lot of difficulties in terms of natural resource management, with water shortage being one, especially during lean season. And in 2018, the CLEM project, which was funded by World Bank, was introduced in her village. And through these projects, they have introduced interventions such as contour trenches, CC check dam, plantations, and many other such water conservation works. And this has directly helped in the conservation and preservation of water. And in the year 2020, through these initiatives, they have even won the third water award, National Water Award, under the Best Village Panchayat. And this project ended in 2022, but the village is carrying on now with prosperity. They do not face a lot of shortage in water difficulties during lean season. So she thanks on behalf of her village. She thanks the government of Meghalaya as well as the government of India, and she hopes that many such interventions will come back to her village. Thank you.
Thank you, Samaria Sangma, for that. Next, I call upon Sambhalang Papeng from Yoksi.
Respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I thank the Almighty God, living God, that I have been able to reach here safe and sound. My name is Sambhalang Papeng. I am from Yoksi village, West China Hills district, about 108 kilometers from My name is Sambhalam Papeng. I am from Yoksi village, West Jaintia Hills district, about 108 kilometers from Shillong city by profession. I am a private school teacher. I am deeply grateful to the Honorable Union Finance Minister Smriti Nirmala Sitharaman ji, the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, and all officials concerned for giving me this opportunity to share a few words about the road passing through our village. Before this road was constructed, it was in a deplorable condition. We always hoped and prayed for this improvement. After the road was constructed in October 2022, our lives have changed significantly. As a school teacher, I can now reach school much faster. School-going children traveling by bus or other vehicles can reach the school on time. Sick persons and pregnant women can reach PHCs, CHCs, and hospital without delay. Farmers can reach marketplaces on time to sell their products, such as local chicken, which is very tasty and in high demand, along with organic vegetables, for example, turmeric and ginger. Local tourists and visitors from Assam regularly visit our region now that the road is in excellent condition. We have many tourist hotspots around the village. I believe this road has helped us immensely improving our lives both socially and economically. I hope and pray that all roads in our beloved state of Meghalaya remained in very good condition throughout the year and are properly maintained. Kublai Chibon, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sambhalam Papeng, for that experience sharing and also, of course, for your patience. Next, we call upon Hama Singh Kharmar from Senkhasikme.
The Honorable Union Minister of Finance, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, and all the dignitaries present here today, a very good afternoon to you all. It's with a deep sense of gratitude and responsibility that I stand here before you, entrusted with the duty to speak about the Indigenous Cultural Center of Senkhasikme and the positive impact it will have here and far beyond. The center, which is one of Meghalaya's externally aided projects, will be one of the first of its kind in Northeast India, as it celebrates living heritage, living traditions and wisdom deeply connected to the land and preserved since the beginning of man. As we grow into the 21st century, increasingly connected in the digital world, we must also stay connected to the earth that nurtures us, to who we are, and to the knowledge that has grown from a deep understanding of the sacred connection that exists between man, nature, and divinity. Khasi culture is born of this understanding and continues to grow from it. This center will strengthen this connection and also enable the world to learn from it. The digital world, the world of AI, must be balanced by the propagation of indigenous knowledge systems of our country. This center will be one such pillar, and there's no better location for it than within the premises of the iconic Senkhasi Hall, which is revered as the heart of Khasi cultural awakening. The Senkhasi has been at the forefront of cultural preservation and growth since November 23rd, 1899. I'm very proud to state that the guiding principles of the Senkhasi, Kamaya Kahak, Tip Priyo Tip Blay, Tip Kur Tip Kha, were beautifully explained and articulated by the Honorable Union Minister of Finance herself in a moving speech last year in Shillong. Ma'am, I'm pleased to let you know your speech went viral and inspired us all immensely. The center will be a place where one can learn more about these principles, values, and traditional practices. It will also function as a center or a hub from which one can discover the various sites of cultural and spiritual significance spread across the state, such as Lom Sop at Beneng, the sacred forests, the living root bridges, and many more such sites that are treasures of humankind. The project, currently in its first phase of construction, will undoubtedly be a vital center that will enable us all to grow into modernity with roots. On behalf of the Sankhasi, I convey our sincerest gratitude to the leaders of our country, our state, and all involved in the preservation and advancement of our nation's great heritage. Kublai, Mithela, Jai Hind.
Thank you to Ba Hamar Singh Karma. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Samaria, Sambhalang, and Hamar Singh for those beautiful and inspiring journeys that they shared. We now move on to the momentous centerpiece of this evening's program, laying the foundation stones for our full landmark EAP-funded projects, the Meghalaya Ecotourism Infrastructure Development Project, the Meghalaya Logistics and Connectivity Improvement Project, and supporting Human Capital Development in India Phase 2, and the fourth one, the Integrated Ecotourism and Sustainable Agri-Based Livelihood Development Project. May I request our chief guest to kindly do the honors. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was indeed momentous. We also request our dignitaries on the dais to officially release the coffee table book documenting Meghalaya's incredible externally aided projects journey. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and give this moment a resounding applause. Thank you to our guests on the dais, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a truly historic moment, and we are happy that it was captured today. To share the vision behind all these multi-crore investments and what they mean for the future of our state, I now have the distinct honor of welcoming the dynamic architect of Meghalaya's growth and progress today, who works tirelessly to position our state on the global map. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri 200Cr Sangma.
Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji, all my distinguished cabinet colleagues who are present on the dais, our officials headed by our Chief Secretary, Dr. Shakil,
and all the officials of other departments who are present out here, different stakeholders of the different externally aided projects, different members of different agencies, ladies and gentlemen. Today, while Madam was digitally laying the foundation stone for these projects, normally you must have noticed what the organizers do is sometimes they will bring a TV remote, or they actually bring Tata Sky remote also. And then I'm trying to look at the person who's controlling the button, and then I'm pressing the button, it's not opening, and then sometimes before I stand up also the curtain is opened up. It always happens. It's something that is we've seen all the time. But today it happened seamlessly. It was so beautiful. I think I really loved it, because as soon as the compere announced the project, Madam stood up, she pressed the button, and the curtains opened up. You know what that means? It's going to be a great project. The project is going to be really successful, and it's a good sign, I must say. And I'm sometimes quite very skeptical about these kind of small details also, as you all know. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your presence. It has been a very long day. You were in Bhoirambong today, where you spent time with the farmers. You inaugurated a very important project where we have set up the largest organic spice processing unit in the entire Northeast, which will impact close to 5,000 farmers. And like that project, there are 11 projects already functional, which means approximately 55,000 farmer families are impacted. And we intend to create another 45 such units, where our target being to have at least one such unit in every block. After that program, we were in another program where all the chief ministers, all their representatives were there in Shillong, where we are having a workshop to discuss the importance of externally aided projects, and more importantly, how can we create the system? How can we create the institutions? How can we improve the capacity so that states in the Northeast can take full advantage of externally aided projects? Now, as you all know, and you can see in the screen behind me, that Meghalaya is implementing projects over 12,000 crores in externally aided projects. Different agencies have helped us. And a lot of individuals, sometimes political parties, have criticized, saying that Meghalaya is taking all these loans. And maybe this is the best platform to repeat this and to explain to everybody that externally aided projects is one of the best sources of capital to fund the different infrastructure and different socio-economic projects that our state is working on. And the reason is, if you look at the numbers in the chart there, it shows the amount of 12,466 crores worth of projects. where it says the loan component is 9,126. Now let me mention this in front of everyone. The gap between the total amount and the loan amount is something that the state government, number one, has to pay upfront. After we pay that upfront, the 9,126 crores of loan that we take, I must put this on record and must thank, since Madam is right here in front of us, it is Madam and the Finance Ministry and Government of India that repays back 90% of that 9,000 crore loan for the northeastern states and certain hill states. Therefore, majority of the amount, if you were to calculate precisely, 72% is what is repaid back by Government of India on behalf of the northeastern states. And hence, it is one of the best ways for us to fund different kind of infrastructure as well as different kind of projects which require multi-sectoral interventions. And if you can look at the chart again, you'll see that there are different projects that are there. You know, there are projects where we are doing early childhood development programs. There are projects where we are strengthening our power sector. There are projects when we are connecting and improving our road sector. There are projects in which we are doing work towards protecting our catchment areas. We're working towards rejuvenation of springs by creating check dams in different locations. So many, many areas of work are happening, and all of this is being covered through the externally aided projects. And today, as I said, we had a very good meeting, and that was the second meeting from which we are just come here for the third meeting. And so I was mentioning in my opening remarks that I really thank Madam for giving her time and really participating in all the different programs that we are holding today, all the way from the grassroots level, where she met the farmers, to all the way meeting the heads of different governments of the Northeast, and now to this project or this program where she's meeting the people of Meghalaya, different stakeholders, and also the beneficiaries of externally aided projects. So with this, we can see the kind of support that we are receiving from Government of India, especially from our Honorable Prime Minister and from our Honorable Finance Minister, and the impact that it is having. We just heard 3 of our beneficiaries speak about the small impacts. We are very, very clear in how we want our development process to happen, and I repeat this very, very frequently. And I tell people that the impact must be something that people can feel at the ground level. And therefore today we made sure that the beneficiaries who could feel the development, who could actually feel the difference the development or the different programs have made to their lives, have spoken and given a testimony of the different projects that are happening. And like that, there are thousands and thousands of people who are being impacted by the externally aided projects. Today, as you can see behind me in the screen, the total amount of 1,246 crores of foundation stone that we have laid has got multiple sectors. You know, you can see the tourism sector. The next page. Oh, this is the next one only, right? Yeah. So this is the second page where you can see that you have the road projects, you have human capital, means education institutions and ITIs, as well as the last part where we can actually see the different programs that we have done for farming as well as for tourism development that is being taken place. And at this point, I would like to take this opportunity to really mention one very, very important and crucial point, which is that last year, the Government of India, for multiple reasons, had put a ceiling on the externally aided projects. And the reason is very simple. I don't want to go into too much complication. As Madam herself had put it on the day we met her, that we take the money and she repays back. So she says that how can I keep doing that? And of course, after taking 12,000 crores, the government and ministry decided that there must be some limit. And hence a limit was put to ensure that at least there is some kind of a balance and a maximum limit that is maintained. But after this limit was put, I had requested and met our Honorable Finance Minister, especially for the second. Can you just go back to the first page again? So if you can see so you can see this project called the Meghalaya Logistics and Connectivity Improvement Project. It's almost a 2,500 crore project. This is the first phase of 957 crores. And I very clearly remember that I had gone and met Honorable Finance Minister and requested her that I know, Madam, that we have crossed our ceiling, but this particular project is of great importance to us, and I explained the entire need for this particular project. And I must recall that moment and share with all of you that without hesitation, Madam had picked up the phone, called up the necessary our officials, spoken to them, discussed in front of us, and there and then she gave the necessary orders saying that, well, let Meghalaya have this last project, at least for the 15th Finance Commission period, though they have completed and utilized all the funds that were supposed to be given to them. As a special case, we will give an additional 2,500 crores to Meghalaya. And that is how this project came through. Ma'am, on behalf of the people of our state, I would like to once again thank you for your special attention and your care and the support that you have given to the state of Meghalaya and to the people of the Northeast at large. Friends, while we move forward in our journey, we all know that the process of taking the state forward is not easy. And there are a lot of challenges that we will face. And I can also very confidently say that things will never be perfect, because that's how things are. But what is important for us as a society, as a community, and as a state is to remember that it is our duty to try. It is our duty to give 100%. And it is most importantly our duty to work with each other to achieve that larger goal. And I'm happy that in the last 8 years, slowly and steadily, we are able to see that kind of commitment, the kind of unity, I should say, the support that we are getting from our people, from the societies, from the communities, to work together and move forward. And I must also point out that in the last 8 years, I have seen a tremendous change in the mindset of even our officials and our bureaucracy. There was a time when our officials would not believe that we could take up a project like this. Some would create doubt, have doubts, and some would even at one point in time or wherever behind us, maybe jokingly say that, what are these guys thinking about? But today, after many, many years, I see a very strong sense of purpose in Team Meghalaya. And that is really what is the most important and encouraging part. Projects will come, projects will go, we will get money, we will not get money. But I think it is that belief in the team, that ownership that our team, our officials, our political leadership takes, and today the community is taking. That is the biggest change that has taken place in our state. And if that continues, I can assure you, there will be no force in this world that can stop Meghalaya. As Madam said, we are not here to be behind the rest of the nation and try to catch up. We are here to show the way to the rest of the nation. That is what we desire to do. Today, Meghalaya is in the top 3 fastest growing economies in the country. In the last 3 years, we have maintained a real GDP growth of averaging 10%. We are today aspiring, and we are, rather not aspiring, but we are building the largest football stadium in the country. Today, we are going to host the National Games in 2027. We're also the state where largest number of natural come artificial turf football grounds will be complete. About 100 of them will be complete in the next, maybe 18 months to maximum 2 years' time. We had 0 5-star hotels 8 years back. And today, 10 5-star hotels are in the pipeline. 2 of them already complete, 8 more will be completed in the next 3 years' time. We did not have a single flight landing in Shillong Umrai Airport. Today we have flights coming in, and all of you are aware that in about a year's time, the runway will be extended. We have few challenges. We are working towards that. As I said, challenges will always be there. It is our duty to be persistent and resolve those issues. We'll resolve them, and once that is done, we will have direct flights coming in from all the metropolitans in the country. And that, I feel, is going to be one of the biggest game changers that we have. So friends, this kind of a change and a movement is taking place today in our state. Small things, big things, infrastructural changes, the small roads and the water supply in some part of Garo Hills, or a food processing industry that has come up at the border of Bangladesh in Rongara, or right here in Riboy, or in Luskin. These are the kind of changes today that are taking place. And with your cooperation, with the support of Government of India and the team of our officials and government, as well as the society, working together, I am sure that we will, as Madam Nirmala ji has mentioned, that Meghalaya will show the way. Meghalaya will lead the way. We may be a small state, as I said, but we should never think of us as an insignificant state. It is all about the mindset. Today, as I said, people talk of what we do in Meghalaya. People are looking at the different social and health models and different agriculture models that we have developed, and are discussing about that at the national level to see how it can be replicated throughout the country. This is the kind of transformation that we are making in our state, and inspiring others to also be part of that same change that we have been able to bring in our state of Meghalaya. I once again thank our Honorable Finance Minister for her continuous support. I can tell you there have been so many occasions where it was very easy for any cabinet minister and of course the finance ministers to just simply say that it's not possible. because there are so many constraints, there's so many demands, there's so many issues. I can't discuss all of them because obviously those decisions have impacts in different ways. But all I can do is publicly accept and mention to the people that there have been unlimited number of times where our Honorable Finance Minister has gone or taken that one step more to ensure that she is able to help and support the people of Meghalaya. So let's give her a round of applause, and let me assure her that while her support is there, it is our duty also to respond. It is our duty to also be responsible. And it is our duty to do our duty. And I'm going to assure Madam that we are there. We are not perfect. We have shortcomings. And we will make mistakes. But I will be the happiest person if we'll be told what those shortcomings are, so that we can make the changes, so that we can adapt, so that we can improve and overcome those challenges. So I look forward to many, many more occasions and many, many more challenges where we will work together with the community, with our team of officials, with my cabinet colleagues, and with the support of all our ministries of Government of India, especially the Finance Ministry, as well as the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister. This month, Madam, I want to share with you on a closing note, this month has been actually quite exciting, I should say, for us in one way. Because it started off with the NEC plenary, where Honorable Home Minister, all the governors, all the chief ministers of the Northeast were right here in Shillong. We had the Honorable Donor Minister in Shillong in that month of June, in the beginning, first week, second week. Few days back, we had our Honorable Minister for Road and Surface Transport, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, who was here. And again, he came and shared many new projects that will be taken up. The NEC plenary was one of the best NEC plenary meetings I have seen in the last 8 years, because it was purpose-driven, and there was a plan, and there was discussion beyond funding. A vision was created, and how coordination between Northeastern states will take place was discussed. After that meeting of the NEC, as I said, Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji was here. After him, we had our Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture, Mr. Gajendra Shekhawat ji, who came here. Today, Madam, you have graced us by your presence, and you have laid the foundation for so many important projects and many more that will happen in the future. And tomorrow evening, we will be having our respective Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh ji, who will be coming here tomorrow night and spending 21st here with us and leaving on 22nd. So in the last, as I said, 3 weeks, we have had close to about 7 cabinet ministers from Government of India who have visited Shillong and also have contributed, and a lot of discussions took place, even tourism. It's a bit early for me to share the details because obviously these are parts of the process, but there is a very important project that is coming up in tourism also. We are very close to closing that, but I will share it at the right time. As that today we are discussing about these projects, but let me share with you, today we had a very important aspect because remember I told you that 2 years back, Government of India had put a ceiling on the externally aided projects. Today, all the chief ministers have urged Honorable Finance Minister that the ceiling should not be there. We should be allowed, as per our capacity, to take more projects and funds so that the momentum we have created is going to be maintained. But of course, Madam has a big question mark because the money has to be repaid by her. So obviously she has got doubts. So we can only request her, and that's why we use this opportunity to get all the chief ministers to really put the pressure. So today's meeting is actually very, very crucial because it will determine the next 5 years of the 16 Finance Commission period of how much or how many projects of external aided projects Meghalaya or the northeastern states can take, and that decision will be taken by this one person who's sitting right in front of us. So please be nice to her, okay? And please smile and clap, and yeah, because we need all the support. But I'm sure that Madam has already made up her mind on what she wants to do, and I hope that we will get a positive response. But what I'm trying to tell you is that that is the pace at which things are happening. In this last month, we had 7 cabinet ministers coming in, different ministries, talking about different projects, different aspects related to the Northeast. That is the kind of focus, that is the kind of mission, the vision with which Honorable Prime Minister is working. There is no rest. There is no time to rest. There is a huge pressure and a push where all departments must deliver, and those who deliver, they will get more. And that is how the principle works, and that's how Government of India is pushing us. So it's a very, very exciting time for us as a state, very exciting time for the Northeast, and obviously a very exciting time for the entire country, where there are huge challenges globally, but you have seen how India has been robust because of the leadership that we have, that we've been able to overcome and maintain that pressure, and under the deep pressure of global crisis, still come out, as stable. It's not a small thing. It's a very, very big challenge. It seems very easy for us when we sit in Shillong and we think about it. But when you think of it at a global level, at a national level, there are challenges. We will have more challenges coming up in the future, and we have to be ready for those. We have weather challenges. We know the impact of El Nino. We are working. We have created, Honorable Prime Minister has asked us to create a task force. In the last Niti Aayog meeting, he instructed us. I'm happy to inform you that we have already created that task force, and we'll be having the first meeting of the task force for the impact of El Nino in Meghalaya, and how we as a state and a society can prepare and minimize the impact on our farmers and on our people. And this is real problems. These are not things that may happen. It is happening as we speak. So therefore, friends, I will not take much time. We have another program after this. But as I said, it was important for me to share this with you, to let you know that, that a lot of things are happening, and these are truly exciting times. And we hope and wish to see that the way we have worked committedly in the last many, many months and years will continue tomorrow and the days to come, so that we are able to fulfill our objectives, fulfill our dreams, our visions, so that we can take the people, the state, and the country to new heights. I wish each and every one of you the very best. I wish these externally aided projects the very best. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless our beautiful state of Meghalaya. Kublai Shibun, Matela, and Jai Hind.
Thank you to the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya for that inspiring address and for Sir's unwavering commitment to Meghalaya's growth. It is incredibly exciting to see how these multi-crore investments will directly transform the landscape of our state and, of course, the lives of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply privileged to have our chief guest with us today, whose ministerial support has been instrumental in accelerating our state's development goals. Her unwavering commitment to fiscal growth, rural employment, and the holistic development of the northeastern states serves as a monumental inspiration to all. Please join me in welcoming with a warm round of applause Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India.
evening, Honorable Chief Minister, Cabinet Ministers, Chief Secretary, officials and invited guests. I can see a lot of young, popularly known Gen Z. Specifically to you all, good evening. And the media who are here to cover this event, which is very important for the development of Meghalaya. So it's a pleasure for me to be here today in this U Sosotham auditorium. There could be no more fitting place to speak of Meghalaya's future than an auditorium that carries the name of U Sosotham, the great poet of these hills. Standing here, I'm reminded of his lines, and I quote, "I will go to Re-Sora to be among the hills, the land of Utivu Sokha and Utivu Pawang Lum, both local orchid varieties. The land of Ka Sempeng, the land of U Ketor, both local songbirds. The land of valor and the land of culture." Unquote. So this evening in this beautiful Meghalaya, standing where U Sosotham's memory lives on, I am reminded that the natural beauty and diversity he celebrated are not only Meghalaya's inheritance, they are also Meghalaya's treasury and potential. They are also Meghalaya's treasure and potential. Not just Meghalaya, the entire 8 states of Northeast have immense potential to progress. I have been privileged to witness this potential myself during my visits to the farthest corners of Northeast. Just last year, I visited Kifre in Nagaland, where I saw the apples grown there. These were excellent apples, grown with care and suited to the local climate. Yet many people outside the region have not heard much about them at all. That experience stayed with me because it was not an exception. It was the reminder of what the Northeast possesses in abundance. Products of great quality, rooted in local knowledge, but still waiting for the market access and visibility that they deserve. Across this region, we may see many such examples, which could be even more popular with given some more importance or exposure. Arunachal Pradesh has its oranges and kiwis. Assam has Tezpur lychee and Karbi Anglong's ginger. Manipur has Chakhao black rice and Kachai lemon. Meghalaya has Lakadong turmeric, prized for its highest curcumin content, along with Memang Narang, Khasi mandarin, and its own distinctive ginger. Mizoram has miso chili, known for its sharp flavor and local character. Nagaland has tree tomatoes and sweet cucumbers. Sikkim has large cardamom, dalle khursani, orchids, and organic produce that already carry a global appeal. Tripura has queen pineapple, a product of remarkable quality and growing recognition. The entire northeastern region is blessed as few places on the earth. I repeat this, I really feel goosebumps when I say it. The entire northeastern region is blessed as few places on the earth are. With breathtaking landscape, immense tourism potential, rich cultural resources, agri-produces, land, and importantly, talented and hardworking people. The challenge, therefore, is not lack of potential. The challenge is conversion of potential into prosperity. For decades, distance from ports, inland container depots, air cargo facilities, and major consumption centers has increased cost and uncertainty. Farmers, entrepreneurs, artisans, and youth of the Northeast have often had to work harder than others to reach the same markets. This is why, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, the government has placed connectivity, infrastructure, sustained ministerial attention at the heart of its development approach for the Northeast. This has not been a distant or occasional engagement. Since 2014, the Prime Minister has visited the Northeast over 75 times. The Chief Secretary literally said all these facts, and I'm just repeating because these are worth repeating for a region which has just waited for too long for its righteous development. So the PM, since 2014, has visited Northeast for over 75 times. The union ministers have visited the region more than 700 times. And just now you had the Chief Minister say, just in June, I was waiting to hear, and he didn't say it, thank God. I was waiting to say, will you leave us to work? Stop visiting us. We've had an overdose of central ministers coming. I was just waiting to hear it, but he's a gentleman, he doesn't sort of say inhospitable things. So, but the fact is that honestly we want to work, we want to perform, we want to be with the people of Northeast and see if we can do many more things which will make a tangible difference to their lives. So, this reflects a clear approach. Delhi must not wait for the Northeast to come to it. And that's a very clear, honest belief that all of us, led by the Prime Minister, have. No state from the Northeast should ever come to Delhi to ask for, we need this, we need that. Delhi must go to Northeast. And listen to its aspirations, understand its challenges, and work with each state as a partner. As a partner. We cannot say, all right, Northeast, we've sent you this. No. You should come here, listen here, then go back to work something and make sure that you deal with them as partners in India's development. This sustained attention is visible in the infrastructure outcomes. Between 2014 and 26, more than 10,000 kilometers of national highways have been constructed across Northeast only. I'm not talking about all India. I'm talking about just in Northeast, at an investment exceeding 1 lakh crore. Over 5,000 kilometers of additional highway projects are now underway. The number of operational airports in the region has grown from 9 in 2014 to 16 at present. Aircraft movements have nearly doubled, while domestic passenger traffic has increased more than 3 times since 2014. These are the foundation on which the Northeast's next phase of growth will be built. Roads, airport, bridges, digital networks, they all are the backbone. But for that backbone to carry prosperity to every farmer, every entrepreneur, every village, and to every young person, we also need targeted interventions that respond to local needs. This is where externally aided projects have a very important role. The central government is funding and supporting big-ticket infrastructure across the region. Even as I'm very happy about the way in which it is providing these facilities, but because it's my borrowing, and because it's the borrowing of Government of India, I keep telling efficient chief ministers like Sangma, saying, can you limit please, you're just going too fast. I have to repay the debt, will you please? Will you please? And he said, no, I don't want any ceiling, please get me more project, but get me more project. I didn't know that there were people in the state who were mistaking, thinking he's borrowing. You see? How amazing. He's not borrowing, he's happily sort of saying, hey, get me this project, I'm paying for it. But I'm paying for it with happiness. And I'm paying for it because the PM believes we have to do it. We need to do it for the sake of Northeast. So, people of Meghalaya, this is something which is long overdue. Your development, your connectivity, your entrepreneurship. And Northeast is a region very close to the heart of the government. I don't need to remind you, it was during the Prime Ministership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee when a minister for the Northeastern region was created. That ministry had come to play only when an NDA government led by a BJP Prime Minister said, no, we'll have to do this institutionally. And since then, the rapidity with which we are doing in the Northeast. But since then, but particularly from 2014, you saw the numbers. And they speak for themselves. And that is why we need to keep this momentum up so that Vikasit Bharat, the engine is the Northeast. You lead us to Vikasit Bharat. EAPs complement this effort by focusing on specific localized socio-economic needs. They bring not only financing but also access to a global knowledge base. They bring international best practices in project design, procurement, contract management, environment safeguards, community participation, and service delivery. They bring innovative technologies and tested models from across the world because institutions such as the World Bank, ADB, IFAD, JICA, and others work in difficult geographies and diverse communities across continents, and they bring their experience and exposure here for our benefit. Just today, I visited an organic spice processing plant in Riboy, supported by the IFAD, International Fund for Agricultural Development. What I saw there was exactly the kind of intervention the Northeast needs more and more of. Local produce being processed locally, farmers getting better value, community being organized, and traditional strengths being connected with modern markets. Can there be anything more local, except when the final products goes global with external aid? It cannot be better tailored to suit the community, suit the local product, suit local value addition, and therefore finally take the product globally. A finely designed, for our purpose, project which has taken shape and which got inaugurated this morning. Therefore, when we speak today of externally aided projects in Meghalaya, we are not speaking only of loans of project costs. We are not speaking of only loans of project costs. We are speaking of a development model that combines central government support, state government execution, and global expertise, all for local community. So the projects in Meghalaya being taken forward today reflect this approach very clearly. Meghalaya Logistics and Connectivity Improvement Project, 957 crore worth of it will strengthen connectivity. The Supporting Human Capital Development Project, worth 52 crores, will improve school infrastructure and education outcomes in Meghalaya. The Integrated Ecotourism and Sustainable Agri-Based Livelihood Development Project at 138 crores will connect nature-based tourism with climate-resilient livelihoods. The Meghalaya Ecotourism Infrastructure Development Project at 91 crores will develop ecotourism circuits. So they are so beautifully woven with one another, woven with the community, and making sure that we have sustainable models of growth and development which can emanate from the community itself. So together these projects address the exact challenge before us: how to convert Meghalaya's natural beauty, cultural richness, and local produce into jobs, incomes, enterprises, and long-term prosperity. So I think I will appreciate the Honorable Chief Minister and his entire team of officials, together with the community stakeholders, the farmers, the entrepreneurs, the local elected representatives, the sarpanches and the panches, for having worked together to come up with this kind of a comprehensive, futuristic programs which can help our people directly. So this is precisely where externally aided projects become important. They are not merely funding arrangements, they are instruments to convert natural potential into economic opportunity, local produce into national and global value chains, and difficult terrain into connected corridors of economic growth. So the scale of externally aided project support to the Northeast states has expanded dramatically under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Between 2004 and 2014, that is prior to Prime Minister Modi taking charge, between 2004 and 14, around 9,000 crore rupees worth of EAP support was provided to northeastern states. Since 2014, this has increased more than 7 times to around 76,000 crore. For the benefit of the media, I'd like to repeat it. Between 2004 and 2014, 9,000 crore rupees. Between 2014 and 2026, 76,000 crores. 9,000, 76,000 crores. It reflects a fundamental change in approach. The Northeast is no longer seen as peripheral to India's development story. It is being regarded as the central point to India's growth, connectivity, and future prosperity. So these EAPs bring targeted investments in connectivity, logistics, skills, tourism, livelihood, health, education, and climate resilience. They are investments in the productive potential of the Northeast and in the future of India. So while we acknowledge progress, we must also recognize where we must do better. The pace of implementation remains uneven due to difficult terrain, short construction seasons, and procurement challenges. These obstacles are real, but they are not insurmountable. We need to strengthen project management units and ensure optimal outcomes. Private sector participation is limited in tourism and logistics. Government alone cannot build and maintain every ropeway, hotel, or cold chain. We must encourage public-private partnerships with transparent concessional frameworks and a welcoming regulatory environment. Last mile connectivity is a persistent weakness. Digital connectivity remains patchy in many villages, denying people access to e-commerce and online education. Maintenance contracts, community ownership models, and a life cycle approach to infrastructure are essential. And the last challenge, convergence. Convergence between agencies could be better. Projects often operate in silos. Mega LAMP, IESALD, MLCIP, and SHCDM2. I mean, strange things for me also when I'm reading it. What are these? But each one does its own, without any convergence. And each one has its own reporting lines. We need unified project management platforms and interoperable databases so that a farmer benefiting from an agricultural project can seamlessly access skilling or logistic support. Why should it be standing alone, each one for itself? So, in conclusion, you've been very patient. Thank you very much. Let me return once again to U Soso Tham's words. The land of valor, the land of culture. Valor today means the courage to build, to reform, to innovate, to overcome difficult terrain and long-standing constraints. Culture means preserving what is precious while creating new opportunities for the next generation. This is the Northeast we are working towards, where hills become platforms for sustainable development, forests support conservation-led livelihoods. In fact, I was very happy this year when Honorable Prime Minister and the selection team in awarding Padma Awards chose one of our Living Root Bridges champion from Meghalaya for a Padma Award. So when we are talking about forest support conservation-led livelihoods, that was a signature example of somebody who's been toiling his life in the forest, environmentally sustaining a model in the deep forest and maintaining a very frugal livelihood, but yet got the recognition at the national level when Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji herself gave the award. I was immensely pleased. That was the most deserving award, I would stand here and say, India's ever given. So, Northeast, we are working towards that, where hills become platforms for sustainable development. Forests support conservation-led livelihoods. Rivers power possibilities. And young people carry forward both tradition and enterprise. So I compliment the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya and the Government of Meghalaya for anchoring these projects with commitment. Though today's projects are in Meghalaya, their blessings belong to the entire, their blessings and their message belong to the entire Northeast. The challenges before the region are shared challenges. Therefore, every successful project in the Northeastern state becomes a model and encouragement for the others. I thank our development partners for their confidence in Meghalaya and in the future of the Northeast. Under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, the transformation of the Northeast has been pursued as a sustained national commitment. Viksit Bharat 2047 cannot be complete without a developed, connected, and prosperous Northeast. Kuble Shibun, Jai Hind.
Thank you to the Honorable Union Finance Minister, Madam Sitharaman ji, for your profound words, your time, and your continuous encouragement towards the growth of Meghalaya. Ma'am, your mere presence and interest for Meghalaya and the Northeast India greatly builds our hope, as you've said, for our next stage of growth in line with the visions of Viksit Bharat. Please carry our Kublai, our Mithila to Delhi and to the Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. Our immense gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister, Sri 200Cr Transformative, for his visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to our state's progress. We are honored by the presence of our cabinet ministers and all government officials, our partner institutions, and most importantly, the citizens and beneficiaries who joined us today in different events across the state. Once again, my name is Edward, and it has been an honor navigating this momentous day and evening with you all on behalf of the government of Meghalaya. Please put your hands together for our guests on the dais. Our heartfelt gratitude to the different teams who made this celebration a grand success. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you, Kublai, Mithila, and Jai Hind.